Okay, we're now streaming.
Okay, well, good afternoon and welcome to the Committee of Adjustment for June 21st. This is a continuation of our meeting from last Thursday that got interrupted by a hydro outage. So we are going to continue on with the same agenda. And our first order of business is any pecuniary interest by anybody today on any of these items. Carol?
Yeah, the one that we discussed before the meeting.
Denye's Road?
Yes,
Okay, and Glenn, did you have something?
Yeah, Sydney Street.
Okay, 639 Sydney.
That's correct.
Okay, anyone else? If not, that's good. Thank you very much. Okay, our first application today is for an application for consent B 1522 815 Zion Road. The owner is 2509635 Ontario Inc. And Andrew, you can go with that.
Certainly, Mr. Chair. The above noted file has been submitted for 815 Zion Road, which is primarily zoned M2 zone, which is a general industrial restricted extractive industrial zone, and is developed with a single detached dwelling. The application requests to create a new rural residential lot for a surplus dwelling. The rezoning of the subject land has been included as a condition of consent. Back to you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Is anyone from the applicant here to speak today? Watson Land Surveyors or owner?
I'm assuming Jennifer Matthews is.
There she is. Good afternoon, Jennifer.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm here to answer any questions. We're the agent for this file, and we've gone over the conditions with our client. They are in agreement with meeting them all within the 2-year period.
Okay, and it's the remaining lands. There's no further development on that. That's correct.
No.
That's correct. Okay. Any questions for Jennifer? If not, then thank you, Jennifer. A motion by Carol, seconded by Bill to approve. All in favor? Carol, thank you. Our next application is an application for consent, and it's B 1622 149 Denye's Road. The owner is Marcus Sullivan. And Andrew?
Certainly, Mr. Chair. So consent application has been submitted for the above noted property, which is zoned prime ag, agriculture zone, rural zone, and hazard zone, and is developed with a single detached dwelling on the north side of the property. The rezoning of the subject land and a hydrogeological study have been included as conditions of consent. Today, staff received a call from Bruce and Bonnie Sullivan in support of the application. Back to you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Is Mr. Sullivan with us today or someone?
Do you have a Marcus Sullivan?
Don't see. There he is. Checking there. Marcus, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions, comments for the board today?
Just wanted to confirm that the conditions are a well in place as well as a hydro G study.
Okay, so there's rezoning and a hydro G study, correct?
What do we need to rezone to?
Andrew?
We, through the chair, we can discuss that separately, but most of the time they will go to a rural residential zoning. In this case, in the portions that are outside the Quinte Conservation's areas.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions for Marcus on this application? Okay. Any other comments, questions, Marcus?
2-year window, correct?
To meet the conditions?
Yes.
Is that correct, Andrew?
Our current timeline is, or standard for timeline is 2 years of the decision.
Okay, thank you. Right. So if we have no further, there's no one else that wishes to comment on this application, I do believe. No one else, Donnie?
I see no one.
Okay, thank you. If there's no other concerns, questions, comments, a motion by Robert, seconded by Bill, all in favor to approve? Carried, thank you. Okay, our next application. Application for consent, it's B 1722, 639 Sydney Street. The owner is Habitat for Humanity, and an agent is Deb Wilson. And Andrew, you can explain.
Certainly, Mr. Chair. So consent application has been submitted for the above noted property, which is zoned R2 zone and is vacant. The application requests to create a new residential lot to facilitate the development of a semi with a 3-meter wide servicing and access easement along the front property line, and as well as the common property line, which is shown in this red dotted line. A concurrent rezoning application has been applied for to rezone the property to R3. Staff did note that the south yard was deficient in the R3 zone, but that will be addressed during that rezoning application. As such, rezoning has been included as a condition of consent, which again has been applied for. Back to you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Andrew. Is there anyone from Habitat for Humanity that will be joining us today?
I have a Deb.
Okay, Deb Wilson. And Glenn. You with us, Deb? Still on mute? Deb, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay,
you hear
good,
me?
Good, good. So do you have any further comments, questions regarding this application?
I don't think, and we've also been using Three Hills Engineering to do these site drawings and the servicing. So I'm not sure if Nadia or Curtis from there is on as well. They did get the invite. If there's any concerns, I can hopefully help you out.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Deb regarding this property? Bill?
Yeah, thank you, through the chair. So Deb, it's wonderful to see this come forward, and certainly look forward to seeing it get the rezoning as well. My only question is the pictorials for the front of the structure. There's 3 different, if I'm reading it correctly, there's 3 different depictions. Is it intended just to show what it could look like, or is one of these actually going to be moving forward?
Yes, these were just concept drawings that we got because we're working with Gertzma. And so we'll be using one of these elevations as a design when we move forward. Yes.
Okay, terrific. And can you sort of speculate on, if everything goes as planned, when would you break ground there?
As soon as we can, hopefully, assuming everything moves forward. I'll be working with Gertzma, and we've got, like I said, the conceptual drawings for the building itself, and we'll be putting in for build permit right away. And I think expectation going forward, I think Gertzma was expecting September 6th to get started.
Oh, terrific. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, but is this
Thank you, Bill.
Is this a 2 or a 3 bedroom semi?
This is just a moment. I'm looking through. These are, sorry, I oversee quite a lot of projects, so I've got to refer to these are 3 bedroom.
3 bedroom, okay, that's good. And there's lots of room for that. Okay,
Yes.
that's the only question I had. Does anyone else have any questions, comments, concerns? And I guess there's no one else from the public that wishes to comment on this, Donnie?
None that I can see.
Okay. Okay, if there's no further questions, comments, then a motion by Bill, seconded by Robert, all in favor to approve, carried. Thank you, Deb. Okay, moving along, next application is an application for consent, B 1822-313 Old Madoc Road, City of Belleville. The owner is Adam Mitchell. And Andrew, you can explain what's happening there.
Certainly, Mr. Chair. So a consent application has been submitted for the above noted property, which is zoned rural and hazard zone and is developed with a single detached dwelling on the south side of the property. The application requests to create a new residential lot on the north side. Staff sent some comments from the approval section to the Quinte Conservation, and on Friday, the conservation had provided favorable feedback regarding the application's proposal. Staff note that today's report for this severance application is a recommendation to approve with subject to conditions, including the rezoning of the property as well as the hydrogeological study. Staff note that the rezoning has also been applied for. Back to you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. Okay, is Adam Mitchell or someone here from this applicant to speak?
Catherine Tran.
Oh, Catherine Tran, okay. Catherine, oops, she didn't unmute yet. Good afternoon,
Good
Catherine.
afternoon, committee members. My name is Catherine Tran, a planner at RFA Planning Consultants and the agent on file. I have reviewed staff's recommendation and I concur with the conditions set out by staff. And I'm here to answer any other questions you may have.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Catherine regarding this application? I do not. And I assume, or shouldn't assume, but is there anyone else that wishes to speak from the public on 313 Old Madoc Road?
I have no one on file.
Okay, thank you, Donnie. Okay, and if no further questions, then Glenn, are you making a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve,
Okay,
Mr. Chair.
seconded by Carol, all in favor of approving? Thank you very much. Thank you, Catherine. Okay, so that concludes that part of our agenda. Our next item is the confirmation of the minutes of a regular meeting of May the 19th. And do we have a motion for those minutes? Carol moved, seconded by Robert, all in favor of approving? Thank you. Okay, any other business? Andrew, Greg, any other member? Bill?
Yes, Chair, just wondering when we can expect to go back to in-person meetings.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Greg,
I haven't heard
comment.
any direction on that through the chair, so we were maintaining status quo at this point without having any guidance otherwise.
but we'll be
Right.
advised.
Yeah, I can tell you that on some of the committees I'm on, we've gone back to in-person. And so, you know, my view would be unless there's some reason that we shouldn't, we should return to what was normal a couple of years ago.
Yeah, whatever normal is. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Greg can check into that and he can let us know for our next meeting on July the 14th. I guess it is our next meeting.
Sounds good.
Okay, does anybody at this point know if they will be away or not? No? Well, we don't know about Sue or Chris, but we'll find out later. Anyway, if there's nothing else, then an adjournment is in order by Robert, seconded by Carol. All in favor? Good. Thank you very much. Have a good summer and we'll see you on